Rich Johnson here, founder of the New York Guitar Show, here from the Freeport Recreation Center with our special guest this 2015 season, Mr. Lou Pallo, 30 years with the Les Paul Trio, the founding member of the Les Paul Trio. There's never another guitar player with Les, was there, Lou?
No, not in the 30 years, no. Not in those 30 years.
Now, over 30 years, you played with a lot of people. Sammy Davis. It wasn't all about Les Paul. It was Sammy Davis Jr., right?
Sammy Davis, Jack Jones. I came with, well, and then even some rock and roll people like Four Seasons. I did recordings with them. I can't think of them all right now, but so many. Victor Moan, Nat King Cole.
Right.
People like that.
But
all good talent. A lot of good talent.
As a legendary guitar player in his own right, your father was into it. Your sister was a classically trained piano, or was that reversed?
How do you know that?
I do my homework.
Wow, you do your homework. Yes, my sister played excellent. She was a student at Juilliard, of course, many years ago, and then she became an instructor and she taught classical. She was she could read. If you could just get ink, the old fountain pens, are just on a manuscript. She'll read it. She'll read it. It's like she was great. My father played guitar, but under the grapevine,
right?
They used to have playing cha cha da da, and they'd have mandolins and accordion and Italian stuff, under the grapevine.
Like in The Godfather, when he's playing do this, and it becomes Pop the Weasel, right?
Right. And I'm looking at that when I'm a kid, and I say, oh, geez, I'd like to play guitar, and I did start to play guitar.
Now you also helped produce the Thank You Les documentary, which has won 3 or 4 public television
we did
awards,
get a lot of awards. We were going to go up for a Grammy, but then we were knocked out by Paul McCartney because he came out with that Standards, the album that he did, and that knocked us right out of it, darn it. Otherwise, I think we might have had a chance to get up in there anyway.
Well, it's one legend knocked out by another legend. It's called heavyweight boxing, right?
But anyway, no, it's a great CD. All I had to do is just make a phone call to Slash would you like to be on? Yeah, whatever you want to do. Steve Miller, I'll be there. Billy Gibbons, I'll be there. Who else do we have on there? My God, I can't think of everybody. Jose Feliciano.
That's right.
And I even said to Jose, what do you want to play? He said, what do you want? I said, I want you to do Best Man Mucho. And he did it. Because for you, I'll do it.
Right.
Keith Richards. Keith, would you go on? Of course. And then we had a little thing in the studio, which is a little strange thing. We're in the studio, and his manager's in the control room, and all they're supposed to do is play.
Right.
So I put the words on a music stand, and I said, Keith, sing this part here, and I'll sing this part here. So I sang the beginning, kiss me once and kiss me twice. Then I pointed to it, and then he went, you'll never know how many dreams. And then she's in the control room, and they're telling me after we did the first cut, screaming in there, he's not supposed to sing, only supposed to. So then she came out, and I said, well, it's only that little part. She said, okay. So then I gave him a little more to sing.
Right.
And this went on, but it was fun working with him. He's a great musician, by the way. Keith Richards.
Oh, absolutely.
And a great friend, too.
With all those open tunings, he never plays in a standard tuning. Ever since I read his book, ever since he made that trip to Jamaica, everything is 5 strings and an open tuning.
That's right.
It's just amazing how guys like you can do that. Now, having all those years with Les and being a legendary guitarist in your own right, and I got to thank you and Jim Wasaki and Frank Beatrice for helping me put this whole thing together, having you as our special guest. And I can't thank you enough for that, Lou. But what are some of the highlights of your own over the career? Did you meet Nancy Sinatra? I mean, what are some of the things that...
No, Nancy, no.
Right.
Never met Nancy.
Right.
Frank Sinatra Jr.
Right. Were you ever starstruck by anybody? Growing up, or as you got into the business?
Well, no, the only people I really enjoyed was Tony Mottola,
right,
and Les Paul. And then, of course, I'm in high school putting dimes in a jukebox, or nickels, I don't know what it was in those days, playing Les Paul songs, and here I was working with him for 30 years. That's like someone honoring someone, and then saying, wow, I'm going to be working with him in 20 years from now or something.
And we have Jim Wasaki with us here today as well, who's very shy, doesn't want to be on camera.
I know.
One of the nicest guys.
Yes.
And he helped put this together, and he got so much stuff here at the Expo of Les's stuff, and the stuff that some people have never seen before, because it really came right out of Les's basement, right to Jim.
That's right. That's true.
Now, the question I had for you was, you've always played a black custom, all right?
Yes.
And how did the Gibson come up with the brown back on a Black Beauty to become your signature guitar?
Well, they asked me, they called me and
Right.
asked me, would you like to go into a business venture? And I said, sure. Gibson, of all people, I
Right,
love
right.
Gibson. And I said, what is it? And they said, just a minute. And there were about 6 people on an intercom. We like to put out a guitar with your name on it, signature model. Do you want to get together with Frank Johns, who is the one of the builders there? Tell him what you would like in electronics, what you like in the color, and so on and so forth. And that's how we got that design.
Because what year is the Black Custom that you've played all those years?
That was in
trio?
87.
Okay.
87.
And what did you play
Black
before that?
Custom. Before that, I was playing 335.
I got nice 1960 335 for you to look
my
at.
son, my 330. I got some beautiful. I had a couple of beauties.
You know, what made a legendary jazz guitarist like yourself go from a hollow body, like a 335, to a solid body?
Well, playing with Les Paul. That's how
I guess you had to use a Les Paul.
And then I tried to get that sound with
Right.
him, that Count Basie type thing with a rhythm.
Right.
And we tried as much as we can to do it with the Les
Right.
Paul, which we did. We did get that sound.
Well, Lou, I can't thank you enough
Well,
for being
I
here
thank
this year,
you
and I don't
very
want to take
much.
up too much of your time. We're going to get back inside,
Yes,
so
we're
come
gonna
on
go
down to
inside.
the New York Guitar Show every year, always the last weekend in April.
Today's